This edition of Tru Heel Heat is brought to you by the Indie Wrestling Expo. 3 shows in 2 nights on August 28th and 29th from Dallas, Texas, featuring Nick Aldis defending the NWA World Heavyweight Championship against Jeff Cobb and a winner of a Battle Royal. Now this is Tru Heel Heat. Hello. It is me, your Tru Heel Phenom, SP3. We are back once again with our latest podcast, Tru Heel Heat 89. And this is our very, very special 3-year anniversary, 3 years of Tru Heel Heat. On this edition, we will be celebrating our 3-year anniversary and discussing all your latest wrestling news, including all the fallout from WWE Summerslam weekend, issues, and there's a lot of them, with WWE Thunderdome, the post Takeover 30 episode of WWE NXT, and preview both New Japan Pro Wrestling Summer Struggle Jingu Stadium finale, yes, say that 5 times fast, and WWE Payback this weekend. I am back once again with the princess of all the true heels, Miss Krssi Luv.
Hey, boo!
Hello. You can't give her a chance to say hi?
I missed her.
Jesus.
You not so much, but oh my God, yes, the hugs is real. And she's wearing the homie from Brooklyn, Notorious.
I think the people at home would love to hear her voice. It's Krssi. Hi. How you doing, Krssi?
Sorry.
I think she's on.
Sorry,
I think she's on mute.
She muted herself.
Hey guys, hello. Sorry.
You see, I that was actually I had her back. You know what I mean? So you know.
Thank you, friend.
She didn't even know she was on mute because you're talking.
I did not.
So we're gonna keep that in because we
Please,
like stuff like that.
You have to.
And back with us, the prodigal son returns. He is our resident Tru Heel alcoholic top guy, JJ.
This is coming back on board. I didn't even wait. Not even waiting. Oh my God, it's good to see y'all. My goodness.
It's been like forever.
It's been a long time.
Shout out to my man Chris G. You know, he held it down.
Chris G.
He kept the seat warm, man. You know.
He had big shoes to fill, but we have another person who's filling in big shoes from our great lineup of guest hosts. We have another one who's very special for a 3-year anniversary. He is the Fabulous Fashionista of New York. He is a stylist, occasional wrestling promoter. He is the social media producer and booker for Uncanny Attractions, podcast creator himself for the Queer Nerds and PW Mothership.
Nice.
This man is multi-talented. It is Darnell Mitchell.
Yeah, okay.
What an introduction.
Well, damn, that was a really long introduction. I mean,
Again, I told you, I'm pretty amazing. So there's a lot of facts we've got to go through. So thank you so much. I normally would be wearing a suit, but it's fucking hot because it's 90 degrees outside. So
yeah.
I love you. And I love that he's like the alcoholic as I'm sitting here drinking my 9% beers. It's going to be
great. Hey, 9% is better than water.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Darnell, tell the people at home about yourself, and please tell them about Uncanny Attractions on IWTV.
Well, like you said, I am a stylist first and foremost. I love wrestling. I've been watching wrestling for 24 years. I got into the off-wrestling business a couple of years ago by doing podcasts, and from that, worked for a couple of wrestling companies. And then I met MV Young, which a lot of people know MV Young. MV and I became really good friends, and we met Lynn Fraley. Lynn Fraley is actually the original producer of Coachella. She's done 3 Super Bowl halftime shows. She's done probably most of the music videos you love from the 90s she's produced. And we all worked together, and we came up with Uncanny Attractions. We felt that wrestling didn't represent what the world looked like. So why don't we just make it? So our biggest thing about the company is, first of all, we are 3 people who co-run it. One is a pansexual wrestler. The other is a queer woman. And one is a queer black man. Never before seen in wrestling.
Nope.
So one of the things that's great is that we kind of are able to embody everything that you would want in wrestling because we make sure we see ourselves in the ring. So we do hire, straight white guys. Like, that's okay. You can join the party. But the majority of our wrestlers in our locker room and our family are queer people, people of color, black people, women, gender nonconforming people. We always have drag performances throughout our show. We just try to make wrestling really fun because I just think if it's a bunch of 30-minute work rate matches, that shit is butt.
It's true.
People wearing sparkly underwear. Let's have some fucking fun. So yeah, and we're about to release our technically 5th show very soon on September 9th. It's going to be really interesting because it's like no other show before. It's the first ever, from what I know, a fully cinematic show. The entire show is cinematic. We'll have some great, cool things in between all the matches that we're working on. It's going to be on IWTV. This will be our first new content on IWTV, September 9th, 10 p.m. The best thing is you need to watch from beginning to end because September 9th to September 16th, all of the proceeds of the money that we make from it will go to charity. One will be Save Our Stages, which helps liberal arts and get people who are in the arts some money for these venues that do nothing but uplift our youth. And the other is to Trans Women of Color Collective, because whether or not you realize it, trans black women save everything. So we want to make sure we give back as much as possible and do shows that our company is really unique and it's really different, and we want to continue to be unique and different. So doing the first ever fully cinematic show is something that we think is really cool. It's the safest way to run a show.
Yeah.
Everyone was COVID tested. All the crew wore masks. Everything was very timed. So I hope people like it. And if you don't like it, I don't really give a fuck. Just watch it for charity.
Absolutely. That's what it's all about.
Yo, listen, man. That's sold right there. Entertainment. No 30-minute matches. That's right up this guy's alley. He likes some 47-minute New Japan matches and shit.
I think wrestling is like sex. If you can't get to the point in 10 minutes, I don't want to be there.
Oh, I love this guy. Where did you? Oh my god!
All right. Hold on. I need to take a shot because I'm gonna have to get my unfiltered game up a little bit for this one. Apparently.
Yeah, I gotta say, that is one of the best opening lines that we've gotten from a guest.
Just get to the point. I got it. You can jump off of shit. Can you get me to my destination? That is all I need to know. It's all I need to know.
I love him.
I don't get it.
Love it.
Matches should be all wrestling shows should be no longer than 2 hours and 20 minutes. Who needs more wrestling than that?
It's true. It's true. I've been loving all these.
True. It's damn true.
I've been loving all these shorter shows. I will.
Pay-per-views, yes. It's 10 o'clock is our max time. We are done and it's over. You could get home at a decent time now.
I'm 30 fucking 4. Right, I don't have time for this. I got shit to do.
Yeah.
There's shit to do.
You're gonna feel right at home with us, sir.
Yeah.
Salute to that.
Salute.
I gotta get my cup here.
Right.
I had to take a shot to that shit.
Of course.
I had to take a real shot to that. And I had no intentions of really drinking.
Just like Darnell says, we are all about supporting independent wrestling. So this edition of Tru Heel Heat is also brought to you by our very good friends at Independent Wrestling Expo. That's going down in Dallas, Texas, this weekend, August 28th and 29th. If you're in the Dallas area, it's at the NY Tech Sports Center. And if you're not in Dallas, Texas, you can get it on Fight TV for $15 for both nights. I know Warrior Wrestling, their one show was $15, $15. But this double weekend, this double shot, you can get it for $15 on Fight TV. Tru Heel Heat is working with them, so we want to shout them out at the top of the show. And of course, to everyone watching at home, our viewers, our listeners, if you're watching us on YouTube right now, push the like button, show your support for this edition of Tru Heel Heat. There's the iCard down at the bottom where you can subscribe and the bell to stay notified for all the great content right here. And of course, we got to start off the show with our Tru Heel roll call. That's Sir Darnell, since it's your first time with us, is where we shout out all our supporters on social media, on our YouTube channel, wherever they are. If they're supporting Tru Heel Heat, we want to show our recognition to them. So we got to shout out our top 3 conversation starters on the Tru Heels group page. Our Tru Heel Trinity coming in at number 3. Speaking of New Japan in 40-minute matches, the New Japan aficionado James Wims is coming in at number 3. Coming in at number 2 is Charlie Layton. And coming in at number 1 is the Negro Buck, Nick Jackson. 83 weeks straight. Yes.
Yo, you know what, though? Shout out to James Wims, because he has been there like every week at that number. He's been hanging on that top 3 like every week. He's just there every week.
He's sticking in there. He's in there. He's in there, and he's got opinions, and he's always shouting us out. So we got to shout him out as well. Jack Color, we got to also shout out. CJ Smith, Robert A. Horn, Des Cook, and Yardi Guevara. So shouts out to them. In our YouTube subscriber highlight, we got one guy who's hitting us up with all the comments on our YouTube channel. It's Kayfabe Tactics, the king of the comment section. He says on J News Japan episode 26, I legit didn't even know that was Flip Gordon until the end of the match. LOL. He looks so different now. Really excited for Kenta versus Mox, and I think Kenta has to win since Mox is mostly with AEW at this point, but he can't work for New Japan in the US, right? Thanks for the video, and thank you, Kayfabe Tactics, for always commenting in our YouTube videos. You are one of our top supporters, so we want to shout you out. And we segue into from there to what we missed, and what we missed was a very busy weekend. I think it was Darnell on his Twitter page. I think you said, "Does everybody have a show this weekend?" And it was like
everybody. We're in a fucking pandemic, y'all.
Yep.
It was crazy.
Yep.
Literally, if you went on any social media, somebody was talking about some wrestling show. That's what it was all about this weekend. But the big one was, of course, WWE Summerslam on Sunday. And the big news that came out of that was the end of the show with one of our favorites. This is our 3-year anniversary. I gotta work on my vocal cords for the hit song that we created on our first episode of before Tru Heel Heat even started. Let me.
Y'all ready?
Roman, the big dog,
Roman. He's so strong. The big dog.
He is back.
Wait.
Everyone and leave.
Yeah, I just want to make sure we're clear. We appreciate Roman in his house, or we don't appreciate Roman in his house?
Oh, no, we're Roman Reigns lovers over here.
Okay.
Oh, this is
because a bitch was about to have to take out the earrings, get some.
No.
Roman is fucking great.
Worship Roman Reigns on this show.
He is a fantastic wrestler who will go down, whether or not someone wants to like it. He will go down in probably most people's top 10 wrestlers of all time. He reminds me of John Cena, where it doesn't matter whether or not he can do 57 moves. That's okay, random Japanese guy, number 47. But, like...
These New Japan shots are epic.
Yes.
It's just so weird. I have friends that are like, oh, I wish he had 15 more moves. Like, why? If you can do it in 5 moves and you can get the crowd hyped and you can get a reaction every single time you go out there, I'm sold. I think he's fantastic. He's fine as fuck. So
one of the keys to me with professional wrestling is the stars you make, and Roman actually mentioned that in his return. He returned at the end of SummerSlam, attacking the Fiend Bray Wyatt and Braun Strowman after the Fiend defeated Braun Strowman for the Universal title to end that show. And he said, and I quote to Braun Strowman, "You're not a monster unless I'm here." So I love
I made you,
and he didn't lie at all, because think about it. I distinctly remember after Roman and Braun wrestling 4 or 5 times, everyone kind of be like, "Oh yeah, I'm not into Braun anymore," because y'all realized he fucking sucked, and he was only good when he wrestled Roman, because Roman elevates people.
Oh.
That is what the big dog does. Krssi Luv, what was your thoughts on the return of the big dog? Wait. Or as WWE put it 100 times on Monday Night Raw, breaking news, breaking news, breaking news. The big dog is back.
We had no fucking clue that happened.
Like, we didn't see any of social media. We didn't see we literally
no
said
idea that shit happened 22 hours ago.
Exactly.
Like,
but I was very excited to see Roman get back, and Roman's been doing some work since he's been on vacation.
COVID has done him and everything.
Right, yeah, COVID has done him very well. So I was very excited to see him at the end of that match. I was very surprised, very, very excited.
So one thing I gotta ask our special guest here. This is a very big debate among wrestling fans. Darnell, did Roman turn heel? Because I don't think he did. I just think he had an edge.
I don't look at wrestling anymore as heel and babyface, because I just think you like who you like. Because I think that the things that makes heels great is that they actually have a point.
Right.
That's the whole point, is they have a point. It's a little askew, but they have a point. And WWE has shown they're awful at making baby faces. They actually are. Austin was the biggest baby face of all time, but he was a dick. Like that's the point. I don't think Roman Reigns has transcended the need to be heel or face. He is like John Cena in that category. I think that if you don't like him, no matter what, and if you don't like him, it's because you're jealous that you don't look like him. But if you don't like him, you're going to boo him. So it doesn't make a difference. And if he turns heel, you're going to cheer him. So it doesn't make a difference. Yeah. I think Roman Reigns is Roman Reigns.
That's the best way I've heard it so far. Top Guy JJ, what was your thoughts on how Roman looked? His new T-shirt, wreck everybody and leave. And
please do.
I feel you on that one, friend.
Yeah, there's some lanes where you'll have a company of one.
I love it.
I'm usually the one that's doing this, but I'm so happy to have a friend that does
it. Krssi Luv got a company.
I love it. Top Guy JJ, your thoughts on the big dog return?
I ain't gonna lie. So this is the first time where they had those stupid monarchs for the pay-per-views, those little headline names. You'll never see it coming. I actually marked out for this shit. When I saw Bray get dropped like that, and I saw, first of all, he looked officially mad. Like, he actually looked like, and when I say, when you sell a story, when you sell what you do, it comes out beautifully.
Yeah.
And I felt every second that man was out there. My man came out, he was throwing haymakers at Bray when he was on that ground. Like, he looked like he was trying to beat his ass. And then he just saw Braun getting up and just hit him with that heavy spear. So, I made you! You ain't no monster unless I'm here! When I tell you, that shit gave me goosebumps when I saw it. I was like, damn!
Yeah, and they kept it quiet, like you didn't really know, or they did it perfect. Like, I'm so happy that they didn't blow it, or guess who's gonna be on SummerSlam this week, guys, to get more ratings. No, leave it as it is.
The shot.
Yes.
reaction is what I yearn for them shits.
Yeah.
Those are my wrestling orgasms right there. When I don't know it's happening, and then bam, like just catch me. Don't give me a 2-week notice that he's coming back. Like that shit would have killed it for me. Oh, you'll never see it coming. But guess who's coming back this Sunday? That would have killed it for me. This was so beautifully done. One of the best SummerSlam endings in a very, very long time. Yeah. I absolutely loved it. The big dog came back, and whatever he is, I think he's gonna be a tweener. Honestly, I think he's just gonna be a tweener. I think as far as he's just gonna pop his shit, but he's gonna probably fight the bad guys.
I'm just gonna be a realist here. Roman's been a tweener since we started this podcast.
Right. I don't think anything is gonna change. I don't think anything is gonna change. I don't think he has a direction. I don't think he's gonna be heel or face. I think he's just gonna fight whoever the hell is on the card.
Because again, who cares? Like,
right.
He's just gonna do
I never really cared about the debate. When I heard the crowd, I was like, I don't really. If he got this fucking attitude, I'm good.
I mean it as a way of like, there was a moment in time where like he was trying to cut these babyface promos, and I'm like, dude,
don't
look
do
at
it.
you, motherfucker, you look like a goddamn model. Like you could slap a young lady's ass with consent, and her boyfriend will be like, you know what, slap mine too, boo boo. Like you look amazing, and you're a great wrestler. Why aren't you just out there saying, yeah, I'm the shit? That's exactly what he should be doing at all times. Yeah. I was at the Raw where I was at the WrestleMania where he beat Undertaker, and obviously at the Raw, 10 minutes of just people booing him, and all he had to say is, "It's my yard now," like this, or what did he say? "This is my yard now." Whatever he said, and like crowd, palm of his hand.
Yeah,
that like he's transcendent. He is the definition of a main event star, where no matter what, you love him or hate him, you're gonna watch him.
It's so true, and how ironic that was. Like our impetus for this whole podcast came from that Raw after that WrestleMania, because we felt like we were the only group of people that were cheering for Roman. People were telling him delete. We were like select. Like we select Roman. We love Roman, and that's what Tru Heel Heat is all about. Because Roman gets it, whether he's beating up a babyface, whether he's beating up a heel, he gets that heat, and we love it because Roman is the big dog and the top star that he is. So we're happy that he is back, and we're going to talk about him a little bit more when we get to our Payback preview. But also on SummerSlam, you had Bayley defeating Asuka to defend the SmackDown Women's Championship.
As you said.
Yes, I did. But then I also said Asuka defeats Sasha, because Sasha can't defend a goddamn title on the main roster as Asuka becomes the Raw Women's Champion. So what did you guys think about these two matches and overall Bayley and Sasha in the development of this great story? We'll start with you, Darnell. How you feel about Bayley and Sasha and Asuka defeating Sasha at SummerSlam?
Well, to start off, I honestly prefer women's wrestling, but I am a huge fan of Sasha, even though her Sasha stands tried to drag me that one day because her wig was askew. It was askew.
It was askew. Bayley had to help us fix it. I seen that, friend.
Help her fix it.
Yep, I saw that, friend.
Look, she's still the greatest wrestler. I think Bayley and Sasha have shown Vince McMahon and everyone behind the scenes how to do it. There's a reason that they are constantly in multiple segments. The reason that they main event consistently, because they are consistent. It's the reason why they were double champions, because that's consistency. Because when you're women of color, you always strive for excellence, and you don't strive for white people mediocrity. I know someone.
Where did you find him? Let's go. Come, all right. You know what? Go ahead, Frank. Go ahead.
If it doesn't equate to you, then keep it moving. But they strive very, very hard to be excellent, and they are incredible at their jobs. I think that they have one of the most important matches in WWE history in that Brooklyn match, which I got to see live. Kind of remember it.
I do too.
Drinks.
Wait, kinda.
I was so.
I don't care how
wasted.
hammered. I was drunk as shit, and I
almost
remember
fell over.
I literally remember every fucking move, yo. That was like, oh my god, that was incredible. Yes, but carry on.
It was a day. But you know, I was always very frustrated that Sasha was never able to defend her championship, and but this is a time that I actually am completely fine with it because it works within the context of the story, and it continues that narrative, and it continues to show that Bayley didn't even care enough to try to assist her friend, while Sasha did everything possible to assist her.
Yes,
and I don't think we've never gotten a match of face Sasha versus heel Bayley, so it's going to give us something new and interesting. I thought both of the matches were great. The best matches on the card, because I think consistently Bayley and Sasha and Asuka always have the best matches on the card. I loved every single second of it. I love every second of it. I think that Sasha and Bayley, Asuka's amazing. We all know that. But I think Sasha and Bayley are putting on, they are going to be this generation's Lita and Trish for a lot of young people. It is.
I love this guy. Oh, I love him.
It's so hard to be that consistent for that long. And I know they get a lot of shit because, especially Sasha, she calls herself, you know, I'm the best wrestler in the roster. I'm the best this. And Bayley's very confident with herself. They wouldn't say if it was anyone else. They say it because it's two women of color, because they really are the best people on that roster. Period.
So true. I totally agree with you. Asuka and Sasha, in my opinion, was the match of the night for SummerSlam.
So good.
And if you don't remember that match from Brooklyn, go to the WWE Network, because WWE Untold, one of the best ones they've ever done.
It's so good.
Yes, so good. So good, talking about their whole relationship and that match in Brooklyn. Check that out if you haven't, if you're watching this right now. So, also
I just wanted to chime in on something, like with these women here. I am going out on a limb. I'm saying that these two right now are creating the greatest women's storytelling of all time.
Yes.
Like the fact that we know what's gonna end up, and they have dragged it out for this long and has kept it
5 years.
This what is on this level when it comes to storytelling by women? What's gonna match it?
Yeah.
And you know what? To piggyback on that, what is on this level of storytelling from anyone in WWE? Because at this point, they would have wrestled each other 47 times. And like they've only wrestled each other literally like 6 times. And what? Technically 6 or 7 years. Like, it's a handful of interactions that they've actually had with each other. And that is just, and we're still invested in it. That is a main event WrestleMania worthy match.
And this is an instance where the pandemic helps it, because if you know what the plans were, this was supposed to be SummerSlam in Boston, and it was supposed to be Sasha versus Bayley for the SmackDown Women's title. But because of this pandemic, they look like they're going to prolong it long enough to blow this off at WrestleMania 37, which is going to, you're like you said, it's a WrestleMania main event right there in the making.
I hope we can see it in person. I pray on everything.
Y'all don't wear your goddamn mask.
I'm gonna wear my mask, but I just want to. I want to see it in person. I didn't see the first one, so I want to see them together. Like, I'm like,
oh, it's gonna be so good.
Yes.
But real
and
talk,
it's not been. It's all right. They're gonna wrestle their asses off. They're gonna give us a show.
Yeah, real talk. That Sasha and Bayley has been holding the WWE down in 2020.
Oh, with every single person, and I've only watched some wrestling because it's weird to watch it like without like people. It's just weird. But if you notice on Raw and on SmackDown, the most consistently use people on both of it, people of color and women, because we said we're gonna take this opportunity, and like these shows are chock full of people of color and women more than they've ever been before. And I hope Vince is in his office being like, oh my God, these black people can go. Because we're putting it down. Love
the inclusiveness in WWE right now. It's great. Also on SummerSlam, you had Drew McIntyre.
AEW can pay attention. Sorry, keep going.
We'll get to that. We also had Drew McIntyre defeat Randy Orton to defend the WWE title, and we also saw Seth Rollins defeat Dominic Mysterio in his debut in a street fight. I will go to you, Miss Krssi Luv. What did you think about Dominic Mysterio's debut?
I thought he did very well. I thought I actually liked the match. Great storytelling between the two and having it prolong a little bit longer. I actually enjoyed the match. I think Dominic did very well. And I was hoping Mom came down so she could get some more get that heat too. But it's okay. She can come back later.
Hey, it was great to see Mom after 15 years when she was in the front row with Dominic at SummerSlam.
On full circle.
Facts. And finally at SummerSlam, there was Mandy versus Sonya, with Mandy Rose defeating Sonya Deville. So Sonya is not have her head shaved because couldn't do that due to excoriating circumstance what happened over the week, but she is leaving WWE. What do you think about this whole story? We didn't get your thoughts, JJ, from last episode, the whole real life situation with Sonya Deville and how it had to change plans for SummerSlam.
Oh man, I just don't like the idea of they changing story to her leaving the WWE.
Right.
Like, I didn't like that. Like they kind of went a little dramatic with it. Like I mean, obviously we know that there's a spin to make things right, but I couldn't buy into the new stipulation. I just couldn't buy into it. Like they had such a gripping story. And then they changed it to this. So I wasn't really feeling the new stipulation of the loser leaving the company. They had one of the best off mid-card storylines for women in a while. Like they were going at it with each other, with pretty heartfelt promos and attacking each. Like they had a good thing going, and I just hate when it ends up with that.
Well, it had to change because she can't be in the courtroom with a bald head, and she has to take time off due to this whole situation. So I respect WWE for making that change because that's what's best for Sonya. And to piggyback off what Darnell said before, in my opinion, Mandy versus Sonya is one of the best stories WWE did all year because it's a rare WWE story that had a beginning, middle, and an end. Yeah. This was the end, and it felt like the end. What was your thoughts on the matchup at SummerSlam, Darnell?
I refuse to critique the match, and I say that because at the end of the day, this was two young women who went through I cannot imagine like what was going through their head. And all I kept thinking to myself was like, I don't know if I would have had the cojones to walk out there and do a wrestling match, knowing what just occurred, knowing that, I don't want to talk about what that awful person did or wanted to, but like knowing that happened, I just can't think of it as a wrestling match. So I give them 100%. Nothing but happiness and just thank you for going out there. It does suck because it was one of my favorite storylines, but real life trumps, for lack of a better word. I hate using the word Trump. Don't we all? This situation. I see why they made the decision to have it be her leave because she just needs time. I mean, honestly, Mandy needs time too because Mandy was involved with it as well, and they just
she was there. Yep.
Let them take time off and do what they need to do, and hopefully, this doesn't stifle any of their creativity and their push when they when or if they decide to come back. Because if Sonya decided to not come back, I completely understand, and that's not a WWE issue. That's being a celebrity stalker issue. So, to me, I rephrase my Asuka and Sasha. To me, they had the best match of the night because I don't know who else would have gone out there and done and worked a match under the circumstances.
Facts.
And I appreciate them for that.
I totally agree with you, and unfortunately I had to like judge the match because I did the star ratings for Sportskeeda in my article, and I gave them one of the better star ratings because
it's your job.
Because of that though, because of that, I gave them a whole bunch of credit because they went out there, they worked physical against each other, and like you always say in wrestling, you're gonna work hardest against your best friend, and those ladies went out there, they worked physical, and they worked under ridiculous circumstance. So I give them all the credit in the world.
And I think that's why I was like, I just wish that they just had a good match because of what they're going through, and then just be off TV for a while. Like it need a stipulation. Just let them be off TV for a minute. Let them be off TV. You know, like
that's a very good point. Actually, like you don't really need to make it so that someone loses. I mean,
that's what I'm saying, because it's like it makes it one. It kayfabes the story into two kayfabes. So now you kind of know what's happening. It makes you think in a different element. Have them let them do what, if this was their choice, so they wanted to go out and make this happen, make this match happen. Let them do it, and then give them whatever time they need to have off. They could come back in 6 months, whatever time they need to get everything squared up, and then just come back. Mm-hmm. I just didn't think that it needed to have something added to it. That's what I'm saying.
I'm with you.
I agree with that on the note where I hated that they had a stipulation to get from the get-go, like hair for hair. I thought that was actually really stupid, but I was going along with it because I'm a fan of theirs. And then like once they changed it to someone leaving, I was like, damn, like why we got to make it someone leave? Like why we just can't wrestle it out and like have these two ladies just perform their asses off? Because I think this will like push them to like be better. Like we already knew Sonya was a great athlete, but then you've seen her like be able to like show it off more during these whole like matches with her. So I hated the whole stupid stipulation, but I wish them nothing but the best, and I can't wait for them to come back.
Yeah, absolutely.
I know Sonya's gonna get a hell of a pop when we have fans back.
Oh my God.
But SummerSlam wasn't the only show for the weekend. NXT TakeOver 30 was the night before. Carrion Cross defeats Keith Lee to win the NXT Championship, but unfortunately he gets injured in the process, injuring his shoulder. What was your thoughts on Keith Lee ending the longest reigning NXT Championship title run of all time to become the shortest reigning NXT champion of all time? Krssi Luv. We'll start with you, Krssi.
First of all,
she said, "First of all,
let's okay." So I got a lot
she put the drink down for this shit.
Yeah, I had to put my drink
down. She was like, "So, let's start off here."
First of all, we have to give props to Keith Lee. However, I don't know if this was something that they pushed on us because he could have just stayed North American champion. I would have been happier if he stayed the champion and let Adam Cole lose to Cross. It would have made more sense. But you made him be double champion for a week, which made no sense. He's going to relinquish he relinquished the title. For what? You could have did both jobs. You had one location. In a pandemic, you only work one place. So that was the first dumb mistake. Then now we put him with Cross, who we knew he was being built up to be champ because he's so big. We already knew that's what's happening. But you made him go against Keith Lee and let Keith drop what he had for a month and a half, maybe. He did one. Well, how many title defenses he do? Like 2?
1. He had 1 when he defended both titles against.
That makes it even worse. That is horrible. Like this is I can't even call him 3 days. I can't even call him like a double champion because you didn't even really have the championship that long. Like they gave Bayley is a better double champion than he was, and look how long she's had the damn tag the belts. But as my point is, like it was just sad. It made no sense for you to build this person up, have him go against this other guy, make him lose his belt, and then the whole point made him, and then you put him on Raw in a damn leotard. It looks it's just horrible.
We'll talk about that Raw debut because that got
oh my God! Like how do you turn Keith Lee to what he is what he is for a reason. He's one of the big guys. He looks a certain kind of way, and then you go and you I'm sorry. I'm digressing off of the fact, but I hate the whole storyline of what you guys did. You made Adam Cole lose, he could have just been champion a little bit longer. This whole thing with the other guy, with the football player, the punter dude that he won against, that could have been next week. It didn't need the chain of events, the storyline don't make no sense. It's retarded. I hate it.
We talked about that in depth with Gary Cassidy on Tru Heel Heat 88, as well as our roundtable for NXT TakeOver. But also on the show, like you said, Adam Cole versus Pat McAfee. And I said it on our roundtable. I'll say it here. I gave Pat McAfee a lot of heat for this whole introduction of this feud, but I can say without a shadow of a doubt he had one of the best celebrity matches I have ever seen, because they presented him as a professional wrestler and he went out there and he showed off for lack of a better term. I know Top Guy JJ, you had a lot of problems with Pat McAfee and the Adam Cole feud. What was your thoughts on this match?
I still do. I have no faith or belief in it. Like, I was watching it and I was like, all right, cool. I mean, if this is something, if it turns into something where he actually is invested into a potential wrestling career, I might buy into this a little bit more. But this was just fun and giggles, shits and giggles for the longest reigning NXT champion of all fucking time. And he had a match against a goddamn punter. And I'm supposed to turn around and buy this because he says "fuck you" on the Pat McAfee show. What the fuck is the Pat McAfee show? I'm supposed to get hype off of something I've never fucking heard of. I see a 6-second skit, and then they want to toggle your memories and have their little 6-second interactions from takeover pre-shows. Who cares? Like, he just came off of having a match with fucking Keith Lee. And now he's fighting a punter. I can't buy it. Like, there's certain things that like NXT and WWE, whatever the fuck you want to call them, they do decent shit sometimes. And then when they do shit like that, I don't give a damn how good that promo, that McAfee was. I just can't buy it. Because not in the business. He's just not there. So I can't do it.
What was your thoughts on the match now?
The match was okay. It was okay. Like, because I can't buy the punter. I can't buy a punter. I said, if he takes this career and makes something of it, then great. But for this match, it was okay.
One of the better matches on the card.
That's an opinion.
We also saw Damian Priest become the North American champion in a crazy ladder match, as well as Io Shirai defeat Dakota Kai for the NXT Women's Championship. What did you think about those two title matches, Darnell?
Well, I don't watch matches, but alleged pedophiles, so I did not see the ladder match.
I understand.
Look, I realize that every major wrestling company has a lot of issues. They are all literally, what the fuck is it called? Ring of Honor, WWE, AEW, all have ties with Trump. AEW and WWE all have ties with Saudi Arabia. Y'all don't realize that the Khans own shit in Saudi Arabia? Get your information correct. They all have human rights issues. The Khans have been sued how many times for the human rights violations for their other job? We all know who Vince McMahon is. I mean, we've seen Dark Side of the Ring. And I don't believe that, I think it's very hard to be ethical while watching major professional wrestling. But a bitch watches. Now, with that said, I try to limit the matches that I watch, and I would have loved to watch that match because I really enjoy everyone else in the match. I just can't watch it because of Dream. So I'm glad that Punishment. What's his name? What's his name there?
Damian Priest.
You could have said it's Punishment Martinez. It's this Damian Priest shit. Like, I get it.
I'm glad he won. I like him. I think he's a very good guy. So I'm very excited about that. Dakota Kai, I am a huge fan of. I used to watch her in Shimmer as Evie back when I used to go to like Shimmer shows back into the mid 2010s. I think she's one of the best hires that they've got, and I'm really glad that they've allowed her to develop the way that she has into this heel role. Io Shirai is in their top 10. Sorry, I said the wrong number. Top 5 wrestlers that they have.
Mm-hmm. Period.
That's on periodic table. Like, she is incredible, and she makes everything look great. I thought they had a phenomenal match. I also do want to say about Pat, I've always kind of like thought he was weird just because he wore a tuxedo short outfit, which makes more sense to me. Like, what are we doing? But
exactly.
It does not bother me for someone who is not a wrestler to be put into the wrestling ring because I think he's very athletic and very talented. So I thought they put in a fun match. It does bother me that his first go out of the gate is not with a mid-card talent. It is with the longest NXT champion.
Like, what the fuck?
I would be so much more happy with everything that happened if all of these segments happened with any other person. I do not know why they chose Adam Cole to do that. Fuck, you could have chose Kyle O'Reilly. Like, you could have chose anyone else. And I'm just like, Roderick Strong, really good with it. I don't know why Adam Cole was the choice in that situation, and it's very frustrating.
100% agree.
I think they didn't have anything else for Adam Cole at Takeover, so
Here's a fucking punter.
That's what it was. I mean, one thing
this is the thing is that they have the same fucking people every fucking show. Like, what are you doing? Like, he can sit his ass at home. You know, he sit his ass at home, and then if Pat couldn't have a match, give me some Jake Atlas. Give me another women's match. Something. You don't need. He doesn't need to be involved with everything.
Yeah.
He had Carrion Cross in his lap.
Yes. Yes.
Hey, they wanted to counter program. So they couldn't get there.
A promo, TikTok Adam Cole, and then
they just blew
past it.
Yep.
They had the counter program, and also at Takeover we had Balor defeat Timothy Thatcher in a very intense opener. But that wasn't the only show on Saturday.
A hot match.
Yes, it was. I enjoyed that.
Different type of hot, baby.
There we go.
Eiffel Tower. Keep going. Sorry.
That's for you two. That's it.
Friend.
Also on Saturday, we had AEW Dynamite. Mr. Brody Lee gets a dominant victory over Cody to become the new TNT champion after the match. The Dark Order assault.
Did you call that one too?
Yes, I did. Yes, I was the only one on Tru Heel Heat 88 that predicted Mr. Brody to get the victory in this one. What was your thoughts, Krssi, on Mr. Brody becoming the new TNT champion?
I'm actually not mad at it. I'm here for it. I'm ready to see what he's gonna fuck up, and let's see what his open challenge is. See if he has an open challenge every week, you know. But I'm here to see. Probably not, but whatever. But I'm happy to see him, like, you know, getting the shine that he deserves, and I can't wait to see what the Dark Order is going to bring. They're gonna fuck shit up. So, you know, I love a good faction.
Hey, I've been loving the Dark Order on BTE, and they this was the first time they really looked like a main heel stable on AEW Dynamite. Also,
isn't it funny they're called the Dark Order and there's no black people?
I mean, I thought about it, but, you know, I didn't think about it, you know what I'm saying? So
it should be called like the mayonnaise distribution or something like that. I don't know.
Wow, I love that one. The mayonnaise distribution. Fuck it.
Don't give WWE no ideas.
Right?
It's bad enough we got Retribution.
We still don't know who they are, right?
Mayonnaise distribution. That is the new one. We also saw NWA World Women's Champion Thunder Rosa make her AEW debut, challenging Hikaru Shida for the AEW World Women's Championship for All Out, as well as Diamante and Ivelisse win the Women's Tag Team Cup. Darnell, I know on your social media you have had a lot of opinions about AEW's women's division. So, what was your thoughts on those two segments on Dynamite?
Oh, they have a women's division? I forgot. I'm sure that Diamante and Ivelisse cut a great promo on heels for $49. We won't be able to see that because we apparently are not allowed to see women be developed unless we pay for it.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm still flabbergasted how you did a tag team women's tournament and every single match was on a YouTube show and it wasn't even during your tag team appreciation night. I'm so flabbergasted how there was only essentially one actual real tag team, and that was Nicole Savoy, who I love very dearly, with Big Swole. I don't know why you didn't hire the Sea Stars. I don't know why you didn't get the Burden to Be, Solo Darling, and Willow Nightingale. I don't know what was happening. I know Tony Khan's credit card works. Swipe that bitch. Like,
oh, they hired Cameron.
Yep, and they did.
They sure Cameron.
did. They sure did, and look where she is.
They got themselves a Funkadactyl though.
Yes, who hates black men. But
that too.
You know what, Darnell? If you don't have something nice to say, still say it. I just want more. I want more. And like, I know I talk a lot about AEW and their lack of representation because, holy shit, WWE is beating you. That's a problem. Mm-hmm. WWE literally kills people. Like, what the fuck? Like, how? Like, I don't believe in the statement they just started out. I don't believe in the statement you have to grow because there are established tag teams already. There are multi-established, like Sammy Guevara has been made into a star when he's not talking about Sasha Banks. Has been made into a star very quickly. Like you can't tell me that you cannot do that for the women. And for the people who say, well, they don't have the same experience, you know what? How do they get experience? You fucking use them.
You book them.
It makes no sense. I already was iffy about things when they started. When I saw what was their first show? Was it All Out? Is that their first pay-per-view before it was AEW, or is it All In?
All In, yeah.
Okay. And they had the one women's match, and then every reviewer ignored the one women's match, which was good. On the card, which it was so good. And then when I saw that the women were getting just a battle royal and not getting a tournament, and then the women's championship wasn't even in the main event of your first show, which makes no sense to me because right there,
and it was the best match on that show, on the Dynamite premiere, the Nyla Rose versus Rio. That was the best match. I was there.
And I am very biased. I'm friends with Nyla. I've known Nyla for years. We've worked together at one of the wrestling companies I used to work at. I'm very she was one of my first guests on my podcast. I love Nyla and I love her wife. Like I have a good relationship with them. So yeah, I'm a little biased, but I don't know why you wouldn't in your first episode of TV with a women's main event and crowning a black trans woman as your champion. What? It makes no sense. Diamante and Ivelisse, and I have things about her too, but we're not even going to get into that. It's too long. When this tag team thing that means not a fucking thing, they get like a piece of the fucking crag rock from that Nickelodeon show.
Woo! Guts.
Guts, yeah. Mike Myers, whatever the fuck. Mike O'Malley.
Yes, do you have it?
I don't know what the point of it is. I don't know what they're winning. I do appreciate their relationships with other companies. I think Thunder Rosa is fantastic. I think she's a very good wrestler. I think Sheeta puts on, she gave Penelope Ford a good match.
Yes.
No shade. But
she made it look good.
Here's a tree. She's an incredible wrestler. As to why she's not on TV every fucking week makes no sense to me. But yet again, she's gonna have match of the night with Thunder Rosa, and it's not gonna get the attention it deserves. Yeah. I don't know what they're doing, but whatever they're doing, and no one wants to. It's funny when everyone always calls them out and they say, "Who's booking this?" Brandon's like, "Not me." Kenny's like, "Not me." I was like, "Well then,
who is it?
Who's in charge of it?" Because it sounds like no one's in charge of it. And that's the issue. And if that's the case...
That's why I have an issue with Brandy right now. Just, but that's another story.
Miss Rhodes? Let's not get started on her. She might delete her account again because people are mean to me.
I just wanted to mention that I'm just happy that Brandy did not win that Women's Tag Team Cup. That's all I gotta say. Because I was
happy she learned how to do her arm drag. So it's
Brandy
small
Rose
things in life.
can Brandy Rose just stop wrestling? Like dead ass. Like she just stop. Like you are not even. She's not even getting okay at wrestling. Like she just just be a boss.
She's like Lala in her acting. It's the same thing. It doesn't work. It don't mix.
Just be the chief brandy officer. Like be the mean-spirited chief brandy officer.
Right,
she's a good promo.
Don't bring it to the ring. Right. Don't bring it to the ring.
Fine ballet. And like also I want to be careful how I say this because I don't want to be I don't want to come off as I'm insulting to anybody. But I think that we forget like how powerful managers and valets are. Everyone needs to be a fucking wrestler. Scarlett, is her name just Scarlett in WWE?
Yeah, it's just Scarlett.
She's an okay wrestler, whatever, but she's a great valet. She doesn't need to fucking wrestle.
I never need to see Scarlett in an NXT ring at all.
Girl, just sync and
her presence is awesome,
and it's fine.
Right.
I never understood why they made the valets be more wrestlers and not valet. You understand? Like, valets were valets for a reason. Valets.
You know what it was?
What?
It was a transition from WCW to WWE. So WCW used to have a lot of women who were simply valets, and I understand a lot of it was from the power plant, where they who was the head of power plant? Medusa was the head of power plant, and because WWE was utilizing women. In all of these different roles, they felt that people like Tori Wilson and Stacy Keibler and Miss Elizabeth has had one match, and she wrestled Daphne. That was interrupted by Asia because Asia is bigger than China. Dumb gimmick. But, I know my women's wrestling, but Kimberly Page was then put in matches because they wanted to compete with WWE instead of just saying to themselves like, this is what they're good at, and it's okay if this is what they're good at. The same way there are some men who should not be in that ring. So it's not a woman thing. There are men who should not be in the ring, and they need to keep their ass on the outside, and that's cool. Be cute, wear a bow tie, live your best life. Right. Because there's something so powerful in that, and this idea is that everyone needs to wrestle. But wrestling it's based off of showman, strongman like things in the late 1800s and circus. So what's the whole fucking point of the circus? It's a variety show. If everyone is doing the same thing, what's the point?
Yep.
So true. And Dynamite also finished with 755,000 viewers for the Saturday night show, and that is down slightly from 792,000 the previous week on Wednesday. So they did pretty well on a Saturday, but I agree with all you guys' points. They really need to get it together with the women's division and raise it up to be on the level of the tag team division and singles division. So all great points all around, guys.
And they said it was going to be so different, but yet you're still doing the same thing like everyone else was doing. I'm just saying.
Give me more Sunny Kiss, damn it.
I am with you. And he's going to be on Dynamite on the special Thursday edition. And we're doing it. We are filming this before the Thursday Dynamite, so we won't be talking about that on this edition of Tru Heel Heat, but we definitely will talk about it on Tru Heel Heat 90. New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong. Kenta defeated David Finlay to win the New Japan Cup USA. We also saw the return of the Switchblade. Over on SmackDown on the same night was the first official night of WWE Thunderdome. And we also saw Retribution, or as we like to call them, Aces and 5/8, attack Braun Strowman to kick off the show. Also, Strowman attacked Bray Wyatt, and Jeff Hardy became the new Intercontinental Champion, defeating AJ Styles. Raw was the first night of the Thunderdome on Monday Night Raw, which had Keith Lee, as Miss Krssi Luv mentioned earlier, debut with not only new attire, but also new music, which started a whole storm. I have never seen this much heat for a different song since Power changed their theme in the final season.
Oh, yes!
Yo, I was waiting for you to say that. I was like, yo, why Trey Songz? Like, what the fuck? Like, come on, what in the Trey Songz is this bullshit that's on my TV?
Yep.
And then they made matters worse, and then he had a match. I was like, what?
The good parts about Keith Lee debuting, he went up against Randy Orton, he confronted Randy Orton, he's in the top feud on Monday Night Raw, helping out the WWE champion Drew McIntyre. That's what people are not focused on. People are focused on too much of the negative. The reason for the change of song is because CFO, the company that made the instrumental for his theme, they are basically phasing out all those themes. Undisputed Era is going to get a new theme song. Unfortunately, when Bobby Roode returns, we won't be hearing Glorious for that much longer. So a lot of the infamous CFO songs will be phased out. But I will ask you, Top Guy JJ.
He can't buy the copyright or something. Vince got money. He could get all that shit back, yo.
The deal they had, it was described as terrible because CFO gets 50% of all revenue for these instrumentals that they made. So they want to phase that out completely. You know, WWE, it's all about the bottom line. If you have
shit. Is the iconic song gonna change? Because that's like my jam.
Probably.
No.
Probably.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they done messed up everyone. Everyone.
Made this about some bullshit.
Yeah.
That's what it is, guys. That's what it is.
Yeah, we about to change the song of Thriller. We about to change Bad. We about to change the intro to Big Papa. Like, what the fuck are they doing? Like, this is the shit that we pop to. And now we gotta learn shit all over again. We too old for this shit.
Phasing it out. We also saw Randy Orton punt the WWE champion Drew McIntyre in the head 3 times, and he has I think it's called, what they said, skull bleeding or something like that. It was some goofy,
almost a cracked skull.
A cracked skull.
Almost a cracked skull.
Hey, what? Take it to a medical facility.
No, hold on, time out. But wait, I want y'all to get what he almost had a cracked skull.
He got kicked in the head 3 times, but he did sell it better than Shawn Michaels sold one kick to the head.
Did the skull like start to like shrivel a little bit? Like
the skull did a little shimmy.
Like you know, did it have like a little tremble or something? Like, how the fuck did you almost have a cracked skull?
So it wasn't like an earthquake. It wasn't like an earthquake. It was like a tremble. So that's all that was. And also we had Retribution, Aces and 5/8 attack Rey and Dominic Mysterio to end the night. And rumored after Monday Night Raw, it is these are the people that are rumored to be the members of Retribution: Dominic Dijakovic, Shane Thorne, Caden Carter, Mia Yim, which I like that, Dio Madden, the former Raw commentator, and Chelsea Green. I will ask you, Miss Krssi Luv, what did you think about Retribution on Monday Night Raw?
I didn't get it. I don't understand it. Like what was the whole point of it? I mean, the whole point of Retribution is to like fuck all that shit up. But I didn't get the whole Rey Mysterio and Dominic. Whatever. I mean, it's. I just want to see who they are. Like, I'm over it now. Like, you've done fucking shit up. Let me see who you are now. Like, why? What is the point to this whole shit? It's been like 4 weeks now. Like, it's over. Like, give it to me. Like, it's ran its course now. Like, oh my god, what time is Retribution coming? Oh well, they haven't come out this hour. Maybe they're gonna come out the last hour. Like,
there's been times apparently, according to reports, that theirs have members sitting backstage and waiting to find out when they're going to be used during Monday Night Raw. And we ask every special guest on this show, what are your thoughts on Retribution, Darnell?
I honestly didn't have any because I watch, like I said, I watch what I want to watch. I'm very good about that. I don't believe in complaining too much about wrestling because I watch what I want to watch.
Yeah.
I have seen bits and pieces of them, so I don't know so much about them. But the thing that seems really prevalent to me is they have yet to make a promo, correct?
Yeah.
So I'm all about mystery, love a good mystery movie, love a good thriller. Make me think. But like, at some point, you've got to give me more than just action, and you have to like, even if they were smart, what they would do is that they would align Retribution with the hacker that went nowhere.
Thank you.
And then have the hacker be the one cutting these promos in the back, alluding to what Retribution is looking for. And then if they did that, totally fine with it. Because I want to know what your motivation is.
Yeah, tell me, why are you doing this?
Like, it's like the Kelly Rowland song, "Baby, I can be your motivation." Like, I want to be it. Let me be it. But I think all they need is just to give me a little bit more, and that's and then I'll like give a shit about what's happening. Like, it sucks that you beat up Ray, but I mean, Ray's knees have been beating them up for 20 years.
Yeah.
Like, and I love Dominic. He's great. He's cute. He's adorable. But what's the whole point behind all of this?
Yep.
Are you just beating up people of color? What's happening?
Right.
Pretty much.
A lot of lately. They'd like to do that a lot.
Pretty much. And it doesn't seem to have a point. They're trying to destroy the company, yet they keep doing promos on this group, this renegade group. Even on SummerSlam, they had a promo for Retribution. It was weird.
They had a whole video package and everything for them. For what?
Very weird.
And I think I say this, I'm blue in the face. I think WWE deserves an Emmy for production value, because no one has put out video packages and stuff like that like WWE. But not everything needs a video package. Like, some things are cooler when it actually is considered a renegade kind of like. I don't know if they're trying to emulate the protesters. I don't know. Not even going to get into that can of worms, but like, it's okay for things to just like pop in and happen, and them to tell you what's going on. WWE doesn't have to tell us what's going on. I want them to tell us what's going on.
Exactly. Let them tell their own story.
They don't need to hit us over the head with everything. And then the final note from what we miss, Impact Wrestling Night 2 of Emergence had an awesome 30-minute Knockouts Iron Woman match where Deonna Purrazzo defeated Jordynne Grace. We also saw Eddie Edwards successfully defend the Impact World title against RVD, and then attacked by Eric Young to set up a match next week between the two for the Impact World title. And then we got our top news story, which is, of course, all about what we talked about last week on Tru Heel Heat 88, the Thunderdome. Issues with fans on the WWE Thunderdome as it debuted this week, as we noted, for Smackdown, SummerSlam, and Raw, and it did not go off without a hitch. Word came out over the weekend that fans were given instructions on when to boo and cheer, as well as more specific instructions like put up red Solo cups when you see the Street Profits, go nuts for the opening pyro, thumbs down for certain heels on the show. However, during SummerSlam, many fans went rogue. One in particular was Remy Steele, who was actually a member of the Tru Heels group page, who put up a black sign that read Fire Velveteen Dream. This later got him banned from further Thunderdome appearances. There was also a fan who put up several images of Chris Benoit during SummerSlam and Monday Night Raw. One very nasty fan even put up a picture of Sonya Deville Stalker during the Sonya versus Mandy match at SummerSlam.
Holy shit, I didn't know.
Yeah. We also, on Monday Night Raw, things were taken to even a further extreme, where a fan put up a video of a KKK rally and a beheading during the telecast. WWE has sent out a release statement demeaning those fans and actions, saying that they will be banned from further Thunderdome participation. Also of note this week, Spectrum News 13's Greg Angel was the first to report the details of WWE's contract with the city of Orlando, Florida, regarding their promotion's residency at the Amway Center. According to the contract, the deal is 78 days until October 31st, and the promotion is paying at least $200,000 to rent out the Amway Center to give the fans this experience with the Thunderdome. So what are your thoughts on the issues surrounding WWE Thunderdome after the first week? We'll start with you, top guy, JJ.
Part of why I can't stand a lot of fans, man. Like, it's like fans get on my last fucking nerve. Like, it's like it's like we give on Tru Heel Heat, Darnell, we give the WWE a lot of shit. We give them a lot of shit, right? This Thunderdome idea is fucking cool. It is a fucking unique experience. It gets a lot of people to interact. The arena looks beautiful. and then you got dickheads like this. You got dickheads that do stuff like this. Like, and I'm not pardoning my words with that. They're dickheads. Like, you got people that is literally trying to disturb an experience that people are dying to get. Like, people are trying to figure out a way to interact more. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of them telling you what to do, but it's kind of like it's their show. You're signing up to participate in their show, so it's their show.
It's so
but you're getting a chance to participate in that show. Like, why? Just fucking enjoy it for 2 to 3 hours, for fuck's sakes. Then you go, I'm gonna be a member of Retribution, and I'm gonna do this dumb shit, and I'm gonna put this stuff up. And then there was a comment that was on SummerSlam that I will not repeat. Like, it's asinine how dumb and how ignorant some fans are, and that is the only people that I'm placing any blame on any of this, is the fans. Like, the fans get on my fucking nerves with this, and it's not all of them, but it's those ones that make us look bad.
Yep.
It's so true. Do you believe that they should have like a stricter vetting process when it comes to the registration? Because pretty much anyone could sign up for this at this point right now, but do you think there should be a stricter vetting process for registration, Darnell?
Yeah, I think there should be, a stricter vetting process for anything. And it's annoying because, how do I want to put this? The idea is that, like, even, this might not sound the best. But, like, even, like, I like Remy. I think, we follow each other. But even, like, his post, wow, yes, they should fire Velveteen Dream. The sad thing about it is that the person whose job is to moderate that stuff, he's going to get fired.
Yeah.
Or she's going to get fired, So it's like, I think that there are certain things that are being done in the Thunderdome. While I understand the process and I understand it's a lot of like, fuck you, WWE, but a bigger fuck you is to just not watch them and not give them your money. Because that's actually a fuck you, because what you're doing is you're disturbing the experience for other people. This is really fucking cool. Like, it's cool, the idea of it. I also don't have a problem with them telling you what to do, because while you're on their TV show that they are selecting you for, I've been to Tyrant Bank's show. I've been to The View. Yes, Whoopi. And they fucking tell you when to applause.
Yup. Get that applause light on. Your ass better get up and fucking
tell you what to wear. They sit there and they do all of this dialogue with you because it makes it consistent and it makes it look good on TV. You are not in the arena. You did not pay a ticket. You need to do what they tell you to do.
It creates a better looking show. It just creates
a better looking show. I do not understand what goes through the head of someone who wants to post a picture of Chris Benoit or Sonia and Mandy Stalker or a beheading or a KKK member. Stop posting pictures of Jack Haggard. You post a different KKK member. Sorry, I'm so fucking shady this episode.
Just cut. They're fucking low life. That's their low life.
And this is, I very much so I try to be as much as possible, especially when it comes to Twitter on the fan side. Like, I am, now a wrestling promoter, and it is very important to me to make sure that our wrestling company has a safe space, because as a person who loves professional wrestling, I'll say it for the 15th time, I love professional wrestling, but professional wrestling does not love me as a black person. So it is an objective to me to make sure everyone feels safe, and I listen to fans. But there are things that fans need to realize. No one is listening to you because you sound fucking dumb. And you're not being logical, and you're not thinking outside of yourself and how your actions affect someone else. This is a perfect example of it. The idea is cool. It needs to vet more, and y'all need to get a grip. Get a grip. And if you want to be a part of this amazing experience, that's great. And if you don't want to be a part of it, go to 4chan, do whatever you need to do over there, and leave this alone. Leave this amazing experience that is detracting from the amount of work that these hard wrestlers are doing every single day, and these hard people that work on this production, and these hard people that work on this system. Think outside of yourself, because it's not funny.
It's true. All great facts. Krssi Luv, we'll finish it off with you. Do you see Thunderdome lasting past this 2-month residency with Amway Center?
Yes. Because it's something that the fans can interact in, and they give the reaction to the wrestlers that they feed off when they are entertaining. And I do feel like it'll be, if it's not even in that location, it'll be somewhere else, but they will bring on the screens until we get to a point of when we can have people back together. So, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry. I'm interrupting you.
You can go ahead.
What's really cool is that, like, I honestly was gonna say no, but like, yeah, why wouldn't they continue it? And I think what fans don't realize is, like, you do realize they probably have like feed footage of every single person that's been a participant of Thunderdome. So if you're consistently doing the things that they ask you to do and you're being respectful,
you're gonna come back
to the point. It's gonna get to the point where they literally just have these same 50 fucking people every show, because these are the people that are doing their job. And then y'all gonna lose y'all experiences.
And ruin it.
They should continue it. It would be really cool if they continue it.
And they're going to ruin it for other people, which is not cool, people. So if you are watching this, you're one of those people that are trying to ruin it for others, think about someone besides yourself.
Yep.
That's all I can say.
And I did say that they did do what the NBA did, which was get people, have them all there, and then have them on the screen.
The only positive thing I've seen is Pikachu. You can do Pikachu. Totally
Pikachu.
Yes.
and as long as this pandemic is going on, this is free money for the Amway Center. They getting 200 stacks. They getting 200 grand. This is free money because they ain't having no other events up in there.
Amway Center enjoys the money, but also Full Sail is having shows there as a newsworthy post-Takeover 30 edition of WWE NXT was before we filmed this the night prior. Krssi Luv, you love to hit the drums for these ratings, so I will tell you the ratings for WWE NXT. Hit the drums, Krssi. So for, I believe it is week 48 of the Wednesday Night War, but no Wednesday Night War this week again, as NXT was unopposed by AEW, so NXT got a whopping 824,000 viewers on Wednesday on their own, keeping up that 800,000 streak. WWE NXT, I have to say this, and I said this to, I think it was Krssi off camera, one of the best episodes of NXT the whole year, because for once, so many things happened. Things happened. And that's what I've been wanting from NXT. I said it before. I write these reviews for NXT and I'm like, nothing happened. So it's like 1 or 2 lines. This is like 4 lines deep. Show kicked off with Carrion relinquishing the NXT Championship due to that shoulder injury that we talked about from TakeOver 30. GM William Regal announces probably what's going to be the WWE Match of the Year, as it's Johnny Gargano versus Tommaso Ciampa versus Finn Balor versus Adam Cole, as Adam Cole called it the Mount Rushmore of NXT, in a fatal 4-way 60-minute Iron Man match to determine the new NXT champion. Ciampa returned on this edition and turned heel, brutally assaulting Jake Atlas. Unfortunately, that was their use of Jake Atlas on this show, Darnell.
I mean, he's a fucking cop lover. So a cop lover attacking a gay man and a Mexican gay man, honestly, on par.
I didn't think Breezango defeated Imperium to become the new NXT Tag Team Champions. Kyle O'Reilly teases a face turn for the first time after defeating Drake Maverick and not joining the UE in a beatdown of Drake Maverick. Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez defeated Io Shirai and Rhea Ripley in the main event after interference from Mercedes Martinez. And one of the best feuds in all of NXT continued. Robert Stone versus the Tank, as Robert Stone was run over by Shotzi Blackheart's Tank for the 3rd time. We're going to miss you, Robert Stone. You getting ran over by this Tank. You're going to live a short life. But what were your guys' thoughts on WWE NXT this week? Krssi Luv, I will start with you.
Excuse me, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I thought that the episode was great. Excuse me.
It's okay, you're a mother.
Thanks.
You see, that's the stuff you say I'm sorry for. You see, she got caught eating. You know what I mean? That's the stuff you say I'm sorry for. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? London pop up in the room. You can't say sorry for that. You know what I mean? You can't do that.
I thought the episode was good for the fact, like you said, SP, everything had a point and it tied with something. Like things happen, and it's going to now go into the next following week where we not understand what's going on this show, because NXT felt like it was just being put together. I'm gonna get this, it's like Yahtzee. You shake it in the stuff and you pull out the thing and throw it out, and that's what happened on NXT. So for this episode, and they got the ratings, because everyone can watch a show, and but they probably was turning back and forth with the playoffs didn't come on yesterday because they boycotted. Anywho,
respect,
right. What I'm trying to say is that the show was actually pretty good. I wish they had more episodes like this, and I can't wait for that 1 hour Iron Man match. I thought Ciampa was going to come back on NXT. For Takeover. But I'm happy he didn't come back for that because he came back on NXT Wednesday. So I think it's been tying in. They're doing it really, really good. If you keep it up this way, let it stay on this way, we can have great takeover shows. I mean, NXT shows to come.
Darnell, I will ask you, what was your thoughts on the main event with your girl, Dakota Kai, in the main event, getting a big win with Raquel Gonzalez, as well as we also had Shotzi Blackheart defeat Mia Yim in a very fun match. I love that match. That was a lot of fun. What was your thoughts on the women's segments on NXT?
I think they do a good job of doing multi-woman segments, and I think what people forget is that multi-segments isn't necessarily just matches.
Yes,
it is promos. It is little backstage interactions. I like to say that one of the reasons why Trish and Lita were so popular was not just because they got a lot of time. It was also because they interacted with men. And I know that's a weird thing to say, but like when you see the interaction of these two different people, and Mercedes interactions with Robert, and it really sort of brings everything to a whole. I thought the women killed it like usual. I think the NXT women's roster is arguably the best women's division around. I think it's phenomenal. I do want to say the takeover match, what do you call it? The determining match to take over for Carrion Cross's NXT title is definitely a match I would have done at like 14 on WWE No Mercy. Like a 60-minute fatal four-way match. There's going to be 97 fucking finishers in that damn match.
Yeah.
But it's a little disheartening when you sit and you look at it and you're just like, it's a bunch of white dudes. It is very disheartening because there's only been 2 black champions. And one other... Two people, other people of color, Andrade and Nakamura, and it is a little disheartening that like it's not an opportunity to put someone new in that position. I would have loved to see someone like Bronson Reed get a shot, something like that, because I got it, Ciampa. You love your 45-minute matches, I get it, but like I think this is. One of the opportunities where they could have, because it just seems like going back to the status quo. Yeah. You had Carrion and Keith Lee as your 2 guys, and now you're just going back to the
same old 4 guys. Yep.
Same old 4 guys. This is a time where they really should have capitalized on all of this new talent that they have. Mm-hmm.
I'll give it back to Keith Lee.
You know what? I want Keith to be on the main roster. I think Keith clearly Vince likes him. Now, Vince might want to put a shirt on him and change his music, but he likes him enough to have him come up and wrestle Randy Orton. Like, that's a big deal. So
yeah,
I
you're
think
right.
that they actually, his three interactions on the main roster is Survivor Series, where he went one-on-one with Roman Reigns. It's the Royal Rumble, where he went one-on-one with Brock Lesnar. Main event, and it's his debut, where he had a promo and went one-on-one with Randy Orton. They clearly like him.
Yeah.
They need to work out some of the kinks they have with his presentation, because I do agree that Keith Lee is someone who transcends everything, because he's just that damn good. Yeah, give me someone else for these damn like takeover matches. I'm tired of seeing Johnny and Blue Lives Matter guy wrestle all the goddamn time. Give me something new.
He wants something else to sink his teeth into. What was your thoughts? What was your thoughts on NXT this week, Top Guy JJ?
I'm just gonna go on a limb right now and say I swear to God, this Fatal 4-Way match means absolutely nothing if Finn Balor doesn't win it.
That part,
like the whole.
I mean,
it's like Finn Balor has so Finn Balor has had the most meaningless takeover victories ever since he's been back.
Don't get me started.
Hopefully, this leads to it being a full circle comeback because the other three guys don't need this win. They don't need it. I'm just being real. Neither one of them needs the shit. What the fuck is Finn Balor back in NXT for if he does not take this title home in this Fatal 4-Way epic match that's supposed to come? Why are you back in NXT? Why?
Yep.
I just want Finn Balor to stop cutting these insider promos talking about how people 18 to 49 watch him when they don't.
Oh wow!
I'm just saying.
I thought you were gonna say I want him to stop doing his entrance like that because no. Please do your entrance where it's clear where we're pointing at. It's the best entrance in wrestling history.
It is.
I'm like, hello.
Hey,
Jimmy.
The only thing I want him to stop is these insider promos where he's saying things that only wrestling fans like us understand and not the entire wrestling fan base. But
just unfortunate for Carrion Cross too, man. Like
I feel so bad for him.
It was like, all right, we thought the push was a little. I thought the push was a little forced. It was a little too soon, but we knew it was coming. It's like we knew it was coming. Fuck it, let's just get it. And then see what type of matches he's going to get, what type of challenges he's going to get. But now that he doesn't even get to wear his ring attire for one match as champion, that sucks. Like, that's literally the Finn Balor story when he became Universal Champion. Yeah. Like, it's so unfortunate to see shit like that.
I agree. But you know what? Sorry, this is a weird side tangent. But the Carrion Cross thing is so interesting because it's such a, like... I don't know why they keep doing this, but I miss the old days of NXT where the people who were homegrown talent won shit. Like, it's like, here's a new indie guy. Here's the belt. What is this, Impact? Like, here's the belt. And I will always hold firm that while I don't care for him now, but Ty Dillinger should have been an NXT champion, and Tyler Breeze should have been an NXT champion. Like, where is these young people who are NXT, like, performance center people getting these opportunities to win these belts? Why is it always a new indie guy that comes in? Give me something new.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree with you. That's why I gotta say congratulations to Tyler Breeze after a thousand something matches in NXT.
I think it was 1,500 or something like that.
Oh my God, that's your first title win on the main. He's been in NXT. That's his first title win. Congratulations to him. Breeze Angles was well deserved. And Imperium, I unfortunately, you guys got to go back to NXT UK. So I understand the move.
That still exists.
Yes, it does. It's coming back in September. WWE.
My friend's in talent relations of that. He's the producer of it, so it very much so it exists, even though it doesn't exist very well, unfortunately.
Oh my God, yeah, that's just still around.
And speaking of people returning and people that we don't really, probably Darnell doesn't watch at all. Austin Theory returned to NXT last night after being off of TV for 2 months. Wrestling Observer Radio reported he was off of TV due to allegations from the speaking out movement. We also had several segments cut from Raw this week. Notable, a big portion of Raw Underground was cut, as well as the word is Vince McMahon made major rewrites in the morning. It was his birthday, so he just woke up. He was like, happy birthday, and he ripped up the script from Monday Night Raw. And then when he arrived at the building, he made a whole new script again. But the final script from Monday Night Raw did not come out until past 8 p.m. And this is per Fightful Select. Speaking of Monday Night Raw, they drew a 2.028 million rating, the highest since the post WrestleMania 36 episode. So the Thunderdome has an impact on the ratings. Speaking of Thunderdome's impact on ratings, SmackDown drew 2.198 million viewers. Wow. And that was their highest in 4 months as well. So,
it's summertime. Anybody home on a Friday? And we pandemic or not, they outside socially distant drinking. They don't want to be in the house.
But to the 2.198 million, that's their highest in 4 months. What's the difference? The Thunderdome. The Thunderdome is having an impact on the ratings. That's what it's all about.
Thunderdome is fucking cool.
It's cool.
The Thunderdome is fucking cool. Like, it's fucking cool. Good job, WWE, doing something good. Like, that shit is cool.
The name sucks, though.
No, it doesn't. I get to say Thunderdome every single time. Like, I love it.
You know what?
It is so WCW 1997, and I love it.
I love it. I love it too.
Thunderdome sounds important.
It does. It sounds so ridiculous. It works.
It sounds like Thor in the Hulk are about to wrestle.
Pretty much. WWE acknowledges the departure of Renee Young on the SummerSlam kickoff show, and she receives a very nice farewell this week on the bump. It was beautiful. Check it out if you haven't already. Aleister Black turned heel on Monday Night Raw, beating down Kevin Owens, and this is apparently was a change to booking due to Rey Mysterio re-signing with the company, as KO was supposed to feud with Seth Rollins, and once again, but it got scrapped, and now he's going to feud with Aleister Black, and this is according to Wrestling Observer. AEW news, AEW was able to book Thunder Rosa due to Tony Khan calling up NWA President Billy Corgan to bring Rosa in, and Corgan agreed to help build exposure for his company, and this was something planned for weeks, apparently. And once again, the schedule for AEW Dynamite upcoming due to the NBA playoffs, which is back on, as someone said on Twitter, I guess the NBA players just wanted to make a statement for a night instead of the whole season, but that's
that is a different story. They're still having meetings about it. So
they've already announced that it's back on. So the Wednesday, September 2nd, that's going to be next week. They're going to be running unopposed from NXT, as NXT is going to have that Super Tuesday NXT with that Fatal 4-Way match. Then we got All Out on Saturday, September 5th. So next week's Tru Heel Heat, we will be previewing All Out. And Wednesday, September 9th, they'll be back on Wednesday, late night on Wednesday, September 16th. Thursday, they're going to have back-to-back nights on Wednesday the 16th, and then Thursday, September 17th, will be another edition of Dynamite, and then they'll be back to every Wednesday following that, according to right now. We don't know how the schedule is going to change. New Japan Pro Wrestling, they introduced a fan remote cheering system, similar to the piped-in crowd for noise for WWE and AEW, as well as former MLW champion Tom Lawler will make his New Japan Strong debut this week. Impact Wrestling news, Alex Shelley is mentoring the Rascals behind the scenes for Impact. That's very great. I love seeing older wrestlers helping out the younger wrestlers like that. Alex Shelley, he's been doing so much and just spreading so much positivity. I just love him. He's awesome. Fightful Select reports that Eddie Edwards will verse Ken Shamrock is reportedly being considered for the main event of Impact Bound for Glory in October.
What?
Yes. I was.
Ken Shamrock is still getting main events? What the hell?
It's 2020, but Ken Shamrock, yes, is still getting main events. And ROH news is 13 of the 16 competitors in the Pure Title Tournament will be Jay Lethal, Jonathan Grisham, Matt Sydal, David Finlay, Tracy Williams, Josh Woods, Wheeler Utah, Tony Deppen, PJ Black, Rocky Romero, Rust Taylor, Kenny King, and Dalton Castle. And our other wrestling news, Warrior Wrestling announces Stadium Series on Saturday, September 12th, the 19th, and the 26th. So they will have all stadium shows 3 back-to-back Saturdays, and that is one of the promotions that we are sponsoring. So shout out to Warrior Wrestling. And now we have our preview for the weekend. The weekend, like we said at the top of the show, will have Independent Wrestling Expo from Dallas, Texas. Night 1 will have Jacob Fatu versus Chris Aldis, Lance Archer versus Chandler Hopkins, also Matt Sydal versus Lowrider versus Jordan Oliver versus Jake Logan. Night 2 will have Nick Aldis defending the NWA World Heavyweight Championship in a triple threat versus Jeff Cobb, and the winner of a battle royal on night 1. Brian Pillman Jr. will versus Sean Spears. Ace Austin will versus Alex Zane. Thunder Rosa, as we talked about before, she will be on this card and she'll be versing Alex Garcia. Brian Cage of AEW will verse Sam Adonis, and the Injustice, Myron Reed and Jordan Oliver will verse Jake Something and Kurt Stallion. And you can order both of those shows on Fight TV, like we said before, for $15. And since we've been having so much words about New Japan and the 40-minute matches, we gotta talk about New Japan Pro Wrestling Summer Struggle finale from Jingu Stadium. It's the final big show that they're gonna have in a big stadium for the first time in months. They're gonna have their biggest attendance yet. We're gonna see Master Yato versus Kanamura, as well as the Never Openweight Championship matchup. I gotta get your thoughts on this one, Top Guy JJ. You're gonna see Shingo Takagi defending the title against Minoru Suzuki. What are your thoughts on that one?
Who's gonna die? like, are they both going? Like, there's better be an ambulance on deck. I tell you that shit. Yeah. There's better be an ambulance on deck. You talk about hard hitting. Oh my god! Like, I don't even think they know how to kayfabe matches. This is just gonna be a fucking gruesome. If there's no blood in this match, I will be epically surprised.
I agree. This one, so many people wanted it to be an explosion match because Japan is known for their explosion matches in stadiums. So a lot of people wanted that in this one, but this is going to be an explosion when those two guys hit each other, I'm sure. IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team titles, Zack Sabre Jr. and Taishi will defend against Hiroshi Tanahashi and Kota Ibushi. I don't know if you guys have you guys seen Kota Ibushi?
Yeah, that dude is jacked. Jacked. And then someone today on Beyonce's internet had the gall to say that Kota wasn't attractive.
What? Oh
my god, baby!
All right,
you should have said that in Nature Food.
I'm just
and
like,
business.
I'm not even. You know, the thing is that I love my lady to death, but damn, Kota Ibushi is he's a gentleman for a Japanese guy. Like, you know what I mean? He's definitely a ladies' man. I'm like, shit, if I was Japanese, I want to look like him.
I said this before on the podcast. I was like, Kota is like such an interesting person because he reminds me of like just the type of person that's just sort of like has no thought process about like women or men or non-binary. Yep. He's just like, ooh, a hole? Like, just so happy to be there with a consenting adult. But like, dude looks amazing. It's funny too because looking at the list, I know all these people. I'm surprised.
I mean, look, man, look.
I'm very shocked.
Look, man. If you don't like the guy, you don't like the guy. But damn, to say that guy is not attractive, you just a hater.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Just a hater.
I need my glasses, apparently. Yeah, let's get some bifocals.
I mean, I wish I was walking out the pandemic like Kota Ibushi is. So
yeah, you know what I mean.
Teach his own. Fatal 4-way for the King of Pro Wrestling title. The new title in New Japan is going to be Kazuka Okada versus Sanada versus El Desperado versus Toru Yano. A lot of people are saying our catchphrase here on this match, Krssi Luv, Okada wins, LOL. Do you think so?
I just feel like all of them all wrestled already for this whole pandemic already. So I'm like, okay, we're gonna do it again. Sure, why not?
Well, this is going to determine their first ever King of Pro Wrestling title, so we'll see who wins this one. And then we have the top two matches. It's going to be IWGP Junior Heavyweight title, Hiromu Takahashi versus Taiji Ishimori, which is going to be a great classic matchup. And then finally, IWGP Heavyweight and Intercontinental titles are on the line. Evil versus Tetsuya Naito, the battle of the former members of LIJ. Who do you think wins this one? I'll get your everybody's prediction for this main event matchup, Evil or Naito, starting with you, Darnell.
I think Evil, just because he's evil. I do also want to say I love Hiromu Takahashi. I think he's the best wrestler in the world, and I think he's an example of like really good professional wrestling and all the good things of wrestling, like glamour, glitz, just being adorable, having a cat named Daryl. He's my favorite. Him and what's his name, Goto, are my favorite wrestlers in New Japan Pro Wrestling, and I know Goto's a weird choice, but I love him so much, and I hope he wins. But yeah, Evil, because again, it shocked me when he like turned heel, and everyone was like, "Oh my god!" I was like, "Well, the motherfucker's name is Evil."
Right.
Like, his
what
name
did you think?
wasn't slightly good. Yeah. It's like, no, he's evil. It's like, oh my god, Ultron, how are you bad? Look at him.
My sentiments exactly. Krssi Luv.
Evil for the win.
I'm going the same Evil.
Top guy JJ.
Oh man, as much as I want to see Naito regain this, I definitely see Evil holding down this title until Wrestle Kingdom.
I'm gonna go different from you guys, and I'm gonna pick Naito to win back the title, even though I believe Gato hates Naito, and
I believe so too.
and I saw an interesting question. And I saw the issue. Who do you guys think has it rougher, Tetsuya Naito fans or Sasha Banks fans? Because both think that their booker hates their favorite wrestler.
Oh, Sasha Banks.
Sasha, I don't say Sasha.
At the end of the day, she's a black woman. It is true. Since I started watching, I've only seen, like, honestly, like 7 shows ever of New Japan Pro Wrestling. But I know all these people, and I know what's going on for the past couple of years. But, like, that motherfucker lost all the time. Like, it was like Okada and Kenny Omega were, like, they were Beyonce and Kelly, and he was Michelle, just in the background, stumbling.
That's
best analogy I've heard about New Japan.
That's why, like, if you said specifically Naito fans or Sasha Banks fans, I think Naito fans have had it worse.
Yeah,
I think they're always like almost there. Like they're like. I'm getting I'm getting the rain. I'm getting.
It's like here's the tip.
Like here it is. Oh, hold on, I pull back. Pull back for another few months. Here, live on Pornhub for a while. Get your nuts that way. Like,
wow.
Sasha has never even experienced winning since she has won her. So it's like. She wins the title, it's like kind of a pattern that you kind of know that this is happening already. You got even Michael Cole announcing the shits on Smackdown and on pay-per-views. Like, shit is fucked up for Sasha.
Yeah, no, you're right.
It's rough for both of them, but I probably agree Sasha's got it a little bit rougher. And then we will run through what's a very small lineup right now. We know they're going to add on more matches after SmackDown, but this is the matches that we have right now for WWE Payback. Yes, WWE has a pay-per-view 1 week after SummerSlam.
After SummerSlam?
Yes, they do. Keith Lee will get his rematch against Randy Orton. Who you got? Let's go all around. Darnell, who you got? Keith Lee or Randy Orton?
Keith. They're going to give it to Keith.
Top guy, JJ?
Randy Orton is going to win by cheating.
Miss Krssi Luv?
I'm going with Orton for the win.
I'm going to go with Keith Lee. We got WWE United States Championship on the line. Apollo Crews defends against Bobby Lashley. Who you got, Krssi?
Apollo Crews.
Darnell?
I'm rooting for everybody black.
Sorry.
My brother.
My wife says only black wrestlers go for the United States Championship, which is either a good or bad thing. I'm going to go with Bobby Lashley in this one. Who you got, top guy, JJ?
I mean, we said it before SummerSlam. This title was made for Bobby Lashley, so Apollo Crews was the placeholder of the new title, so it's going to Bobby.
Damn.
WWE Women's Tag Team Championship is on the line. Sasha Banks and Bayley will defend against Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. She wished me a happy birthday, so I'm going with Shayna Baszler in this one. Whoever her partner is. Whoever her partner is. Darnell, who you got?
Sasha and Bayley, because Nia and Shayna will fuck up, and then that leads to their feud.
Yep.
Top guy, JJ?
Nia and Shayna has absolutely no fucking reason to win this match whatsoever. Sasha and Bayley, no, you're not fucking up this storytelling for this.
Yep.
Whatever you call these two of a tag team.
Miss Krssi Luv?
Definitely going with Banks and Bayley.
And then finally, the main event. Yes, it is the big dog getting his shot at the title he never lost, the Universal Championship, the title he should have won at WrestleMania, versus the new champion Bray Wyatt versus Braun Strowman. I am going with the big dog, Roman Reigns. Who you got, top guy, JJ?
I am definitely going with the Fiend continuing the burial of Braun Strowman. So the Fiend is going to win but beat Braun Strowman. Roman will not lose in this match.
Who you got, Miss Krssi Luv?
I definitely agree with JJ on that. Roman is not going to be nowhere near this whole pin or whatever that. Yeah, it's too fresh. He still just got back. He's not getting beat by nobody, but the Fiend will. And like JJ said.
And Darnell?
Bray pins Braun Strowman, leading to Braun and Roman side feud. Eventually, Roman gets his belt back that he never lost around Survivor Series.
Yep.
I might, I'm gonna change my pick since everybody went with this. Is one I will agree with you guys. Yeah, the Fiend probably wins here. He just won the title. That is true. I
wanted to. I just know they gonna give the belt to Roman at the right time.
Yeah, I want Roman to win though. All right, so a plug for our lineup: an all new Wednesday Night Warriors going Raw with Drunk Guy JJ and Dark Power will be out this weekend. Right now, you guys can enjoy and check out our All Elite recap for that special Saturday Dynamite with Marcus Cash and Jimmy Macaram. Marcus Cash called it one of the best episodes of Dynamite, so you can check out why he said that on this edition. Pay-per-view roundtable for NXT TakeOver 30 as well as WWE Summerslam is up on the channel right now, and the latest edition of J News Japan and True Rewind this week coming up on Sunday and Monday. You can check out our New Japan Pro Wrestling Summer Struggle Jingu finale pay-per-view roundtable as well as WWE Payback pay-per-view roundtable. They will be up on the channel next week. Darnell, tell the great people where they can follow you on social media. Tell them about Uncanny Attractions one more time before we sign off.
You can follow me on Twitter at DinoLicious. You can also follow Uncanny Attractions, which I run that account, at Uncanny_Attract. That's on Twitter and Instagram. By this comes out, we've already announced our new show. Uncanny Attraction Drives and Dropkicks. The Wrestlers Take Manhattan, a fully cinematic experience. That's on September 9th, 10 p.m. IWTV. Please watch from beginning to end, so all of our proceeds, all of the profits that we get, we can give to the Trans Women of Color Collective and Save Our Stages. Also, don't forget that when this airs, it'll be this Friday. MB Young's Polycope 2 Uncanny Attractions presents. That will be in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, on Twitch. Uncanny Promotions is a Twitch channel. What time is it? I don't fucking know. And no one else knows because it's a secret because we don't want anyone to shut us down. But that will be this Friday, September 5th. So please enjoy. And then the most important thing, I know I harp about diversity as much as humanly possible. Make sure you realize that your voice is actually super important and your wallet is even more important. Only support companies that actually showcase the type of diversity you want to see, because once you do that, they understand and they realize it, because you actually have the power to be the change that you want to see in wrestling.
Thank you so much, Darnell. You were one of our best guest hosts that we've ever had. We love your energy. No. We love your energy. We love the heat. We love that you're drinking. We love it all. So thank you. You are welcome back on the show anytime, good brother.
Yes. When we come together live,
I'm telling you, man.
Yes, you have to do that.
That 10-minute experience. That's gonna be a line to remember.
Yeah, right. I'm just, I'm a trendsetter. What can I say?
You know, we might have to repeat that line for them 47-minute match lovers, you know?
That's me.
Just give me my good shit, yo.
Miss Krssi Luv.
11 minutes and 59 seconds, y'all. Sorry.
No, I tried my best to get that done as well. Miss Krssi Luv, where can they follow you online?
I am the sensation Miss Krssi Luv. You can check me out. I'm one of the co-hosts on Tru Heel Heat, which airs Friday or Saturday. I am one of the hosts of Smackdown with the Lynches, which will be back when my kids are, being good. You can find me on IG and Twitter, Krssi Luv _ or Miss Krssi Luv, and Facebook.
Top Guy JJ.
You can find me on Instagram, Tru Heel _ Top Guy JJ. Facebook, I'm just Justin Johnson. And of course, I'm back here, bitches. I'm back in my little saddle. You know what I mean? It's good to be back with the fellas. Good to be back with you. And yes, it has been an absolute pleasure, my brother Darnell. Like you brought a lot to today's show, man. I love it.
Yes, I love it.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
I can't wait to meet you in person.
This was the way to celebrate our 3-year anniversary for sure. You brought so much energy and made this a great episode. You guys can follow the Tru Heels on Facebook as well as Tru Heel Heat on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. It is at Tru Heel Heat. Our good friends at Battle Club Pro, you can follow them on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, as well as Warrior Wrestling, as well as Wrestling Travel. They are on all 3 platforms, so check all of our good friends out on there, as well as our new partner, Independent Wrestling Expo. I have a great interview with Kyle Hessler that's going to be up on the YouTube channel to promote that show. On YouTube, you can push the subscribe button. You got the iCard down at the bottom. You can push that to subscribe to this channel. Push the bell to stay notified, and you can follow all of our friends: Battle Club Pro, Warrior Wrestling, Wrestling Travel, our Krssi Luv's favorite YouTube channel, My Battery is Dying with Marcus Cash. Jimmy Macaram has his YouTube channel. Congrats to Alex McCarthy, who was on Tru Heel Heat 87. He just reached 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, as well as Tom Collihu just reached 500 subscribers on YouTube, so shouts out to him. If you're not able to watch us on YouTube, you can listen to Tru Heel Heat on all your favorite podcast platforms. So until next week for Tru Heel Heat 90, when we preview All Out, signing off for Tru Heel Heat 89 for our very special guest, Darnell Mitchell, the Fabulous Fashionista of
Yes, thank you guys so much.
For Miss Krssi Luv, for the returning Top Guy JJ, it is me, your Tru Heel Phenom SP3, and we are signing off until next time. Peace.